Well, when somebody says hi, hello to you, you're supposed to be saying hi, hello back.
Hi friends, this is Kathy and welcome back to my channel. Today, I just really want to talk to you about the 5 things that I wish I had known before moving to the United States. I was actually born and raised in the Philippines and I moved here in the United States in Texas when I was 20. So it's been a long time. If you're one of my new subscribers and you are in the Philippines, then you kind of want to stick around and that way you can get to know me a little bit more and get to know how we function here as Filipino immigrants. And if you are a non-Filipino and you live here in the United States or you live in the different parts of the world, I would also encourage you to stick around, of course, so you can kind of get to hear my perspective on things as an immigrant. Right now, there's a lot of social issues about racism. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know enough and I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to be too emotional too. So I will just share with you the things that I wish I had truly had known moving here to the United States. Number 5 is cleaning after yourself. In the Philippines, labor is cheap. So there's a lot of helpers out there. There's a lot of waiters and waitresses. Even if you go and eat at a fast food restaurant like McDonald's or Wendy's, you eat, you go there, you order your food, you eat, and then after that, you don't even have to clean up after yourself. You can just stand up and leave. So I wish I had known that we shouldn't do that because that's not how things are done here in the United States. Over here, if you eat at McDonald's, you eat at Wendy's, you have to clean after yourself because labor is really not cheap here. There's no waiters or waitresses that will clean your table after yourself. So you got to clean it. I remember we were eating and then I just stood up and then the people around me, and this was, in the very beginning, the people around me were just looking at me. They're like,
why is this lady not cleaning her table?
And so later on, I found out that you want to clean your table for the next person or group of people that would want to sit on your table. And that way it's clean and presentable. So number 4 is eye contact. So eye contact is very important here. So when somebody's talking to you, you need to be looking up. It doesn't matter if that's an elder or a superior or an authority. You have to be looking up and be communicating. In the Philippines, it's not like that. I think it kind of changes now because it's been a while since I've been there. But when I was growing up, if my parents are talking to me or they're disciplining me or whatnot, I have to look down, just look down like that. And that's a sign of respect. So which means you're just basically absorbing everything that they're telling you. So over here, it's not like that. If you're looking down, then that means you're not interested, you're disrespectful in some way, you're not wanting to hear what the other person is trying to tell you. So you got to make sure you're looking up and you are maintaining eye contact. That is just a sign of respect that you're actively involved in the conversation. The 3rd one that I wish I had known is saying hello and thank you. The people here in America are very courteous. They're nice. They're very friendly. So you walk at a restaurant, you work at a store, they'll greet you. Hi, hello, how are you? How are you doing? You're supposed to say hello back or say, I'm fine, I'm doing great. How about you? You're supposed to do that. In the Philippines, if you go to a store, if you go to a mall, you go to a store, the salesperson will greet you, right? It is really not customary to respond back and say hi, hello back to them. Not that I remember. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong if you're from the Philippines, right? Maybe it has changed now. But when I was growing up, I remember just walking to the store, just looking around, shopping, window shopping or whatnot. And it doesn't matter if I say hi back to the salesperson or not, right? So I remember here, when I was here, I was with my mom and I believe we were in Las Vegas. We were at a Coach store. We were just looking at purses. And then the salesperson said,
Hi, hello, how are you? How's everything? Something like that.
And so my mom and I were just like,
okay, window shopping, like looking at the items, one item at a time.
And I think he got offended. Yeah, it was a guy. And he just said,
well, when somebody says hi, hello to you, you're supposed to be saying hi, hello back.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I think he got offended. I think we just left the store. And it was really like,
yeah, well, whatever.
Kind of like that, So I didn't know that that was actually rude. Later on, I learned you're supposed to respond, right? But that's one of the things that I wish I had known in that way. I wouldn't come across as disrespectful. Number 2, you are supposed to text or call your friend before coming over. What does that mean? So in the Philippines, when we want to hang out, you don't necessarily have to tell your friend that you're dropping over or you're coming over. You just go there and then you're like, like,
Hey, how are you? Let's go ahead and hang out.
you know, over here, you cannot do that. Everybody's busy. Everybody works Monday to Friday and they work 8 to 5. You can't just come over to your friend's house without letting them know. For example, if they work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, they get off at 5, they travel home. When they get home around 6, then they'll go ahead and start dinner time or start cleaning or maybe pick up kids from the daycare or something like that. So you can't just drop by at your friend's house or come over just to hang out. If you didn't give them enough time, though, they're probably busy, you know, and
They are not probably busy. They are busy.
and that's the same thing with the weekends. You want to make sure that you are letting your friends know ahead of time that you'll be coming over. Like for me,
Don't come over on Saturdays because I don't wake up early. I'm not a morning person.
so don't be coming over at noon.
I'm not prepared to receive a guest.
And then the number one thing that I wish I had known before coming over here is speaking clearly. So what does that mean? Because we're immigrants. I'm an immigrant. This is not even my first language. For me, I have to translate very, very fast in my head from my native language, which is Tagalog, to English language. So in the very beginning, or even up to now, like when I say something and then this American person that I was talking to didn't understand what I said because of maybe my accent or maybe because I didn't pronounce it right, they would ask me,
I'm sorry, what is that? Can you say that again? What do you mean?
and then in the very beginning, I would get offended. Like if I say,
Oh, I'd like to have a cheeseburger.
and if I didn't pronounce it right, the person on the other side would say,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
and I would get offended. I would be like,
Oh my gosh, didn't I say that right? Is my grammar wrong?
so I would immediately just kind of like change my sentence into, sometimes I would even stutter like,
Do you have a cheeseburger?
I would totally change it. Because in my head, maybe they didn't understand it, so I have to change the sentence structure, right? So I learned that, you know, it's okay. If my grammar is wrong, if I have an accent, it's okay. I can go ahead and just repeat the same exact wording that I said. They will adjust. The American people are very smart, so they can adjust their hearing. And, you know, United States of America, it's a melting pot. All you gotta do is just repeat it again. Maybe speak a little bit
Louder and
a little bit
More slower.
like in the Philippines, our language, we don't have the letter F. So if we say 50, the number 50, 50, it'll be because there's no F in our language, in our vocabulary. Another thing is that our pronouns, there's no his or her. If I say, pumunta siya ng mall, which means I'm gonna go or she or he's gonna go to the mall, the siya, there's no gender for that. There's no he or she. So when I convert that sentence to English, then I usually get confused. Like, you know, I would mistakenly use
or her instead of his.
so it's very difficult. So if you guys are talking to like a Filipino person and then they're kind of like confusing or twisting the his or her, their pronouns, just go ahead and go with the flow. You'll get it. But, you know, pardon us because we don't have that equivalent in our language. So those are some of the 5 things that I wish I had known before moving to the United States. And I have tons of stories that I just want to share with you. What about you? What are some of your stories if you're an immigrant like me? Or if you're from the Philippines and if you're interested to know a little bit more of some of my experiences here in the United States of America, go ahead and put your comments down below so we can go ahead and engage. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button and push that notification bell so you can get notified on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye, friends!